Can't believe we're already halfway through the second month of the year, Kim. What's going on in the markets right now?
Well, we had some excitement in wheat this last week. On Tuesday, we got a 21-cent price increase, and then it backed off. It got that price increase because Australia announced that their production, which is already low, they lowered it again, and so that's going to be wheat that won't be on the export market. You look at the Black Sea, the reports came out this week that Russia's production for the 2020 will be slightly higher than last year. Ukraine slightly less than last year. Kazakhstan's probably a little higher. So probably a net increase in production and exports out of the Black Sea area. The United States about the same. There's some talk about the spring wheat planted acres, what they're going to be. The winter wheat planted acres are already known. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. So U.S. production probably about the same as last year. Now the one I'm looking at is Australia. They're down 300 million bushels below their 850 million bushel average. They're the lowest production in 12 or 13 years. I think as we look out into 2020 for Australia, it's about time for them to have an average crop or better. That'd be another 300 or 400 million bushels on the export market, and so that could have impact on prices as we're going on down the line.
As we're looking at the next crop here in Oklahoma, what are some of the things that are going to impact the overall price of wheat?
Well, I think the market, protein, we have protein, they can buy protein. There's about a 60-cent protein premium from, say, 11.4 to 12.5, 12.6. I think protein is in limited supply. I think our price, we know what the world crop's going to be. I didn't talk about India a while ago, but they're harvesting a record crop. So the crop's coming in the world, but I think the world's going to need protein wheat when ours comes on the market, and if we can have test weight and protein, then we'll have a relatively good price. If we don't have test weight and protein, I think we can still move some wheat out on the market, but prices, maybe 40 or 50 cents less than they would be if we have a good quality product.
We've been talking about China and the U.S. for quite some time now. What is the latest chapter in that saga?
Well, February the 14th was the day that phase one came into effect. China's been sniffing around the market. The rumor this week was that they were pricing some sorghum, that they were asking about prices for soybeans. Now, Brazil soybean prices are still a little lower than ours, but we're getting into that, and they've also been looking at corn prices. That's a ticklish situation, because if you're China and they're good marketers, if they come in and start buying product, prices are just going to go through the roof. Right. So they got to be very careful how they go about buying these ag products, and it's going to be an interesting thing to watch.
Right now, producers are making those decisions. Do we go ahead and graze out wheat? Do we go ahead and take it to grain? What are some of the options for forward contracting in the future?
Well, if you look at what the market's offering right now, and I think those are good numbers, good prices to use as you're penciling this out. You got wheat coming in around $4.60 a bushel, plus or minus, depending on the location around the state. Corn somewhere about $1 less, around $3.60 a bushel there. Cotton, it's 70 cents. You had a little move up this. But the contract's about 70 cents. Take about 3 off that. So you're looking at 67, 68 cents for that. And soybeans somewhere around $8.20 a bushel.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Kim Anderson, grain marketing specialist here at Oklahoma State University.